This is Hard Facts.
Shaku Maku! Everybody, no matter where you are, it's a hot and sweltering day in the city of Lagos. I'm Awogo Obo, reporting for duty. Sandra is equally somewhere attending to some Kadam matter, so she wouldn't be around until Friday. So I'll be holding fort until then. But we're going to be having a big discussion, a great day, and an engaging day as usual on Hard Facts. I'm sure you've been enjoying programming and getting informed and educated all through our programming, beginning from the morning Crossfire all the way through to Lunchtime Magazine, where we've got a number of interesting shows and programs which educate and inform you, particularly of Collins Techcare's Lunchtime Magazine. And don't blink your eyes, because we are going to be having huge discussions from now all the way till 6 p.m., where we will be peppered with the news at the top of the hour all the way till 6 p.m. with Godwin Asukwo. And then we'll first and foremost look at the big three. How are you enjoying the day? It's hot, right? My weather gizmo tells me it's about 31 degrees centigrade in the city of Lagos. That is equal to, depends on what you mean and like about the weather. It's hot. My traffic gizmo also tells me that it's red inside, outside the island, into the mainland, and outside the mainland. There's red everywhere, which means the traffic is building up as we build to a crescendo heading towards December. So, fasten the seatbelts. I'm going to tell you something on the big three. These are the big stories of Montreal. A lot of stories coming out, but these ones are the ones that have caught our attention. Federal University of Technology. Interestingly, that's my alumni. That's where I did graduate from. They've now expelled 6 students over an assault on a female student. You remember the viral video a couple of weeks ago. Now we have closure. It does appear on that story. The school has expelled them. You'll tell me what you think about that when the discussion starts on the big three. Next, we'll look at Senator Olujimi. She's reintroduced the gender equality bill. First time she was beaten, you remember what happened in 2016. The bill was thrown out at second reading. It appears that now she's had a second bite of the cherry, having been returned to the Senate through the Court of Appeal. She wants to make this happen this time. We'll look at whether the gender equality bill will happen or not. And it's also in continuation of our 16 days of action, which began yesterday, where we had discussions on the morning Crossfire, on the big hard fact also too, on elimination of violence against women. And for this next 16 days and run into a climax on the 20th of next month, which is the International Human Rights Day, we're going to be focusing on women rights. So such great discussion we're going to be having on the big three with the gender equality bill. We'll try every single day all the way till the 20th of next month to have discussions on everything that is important that needs to be discussed about gender. And then much ado about a witchcraft conference. It's making headlines on the big three, online, offline. People talking about this. University of Nigeria, Nsukka, appears to be wanting to swing the pendulum to its side, saying there's something to be gained, while the rest of the folks, depends on what side of the divide you belong to, think that it's absolute rubbish and there's nothing to be gained from a witchcraft conference. But what do we know? Let's have that conversation on the big three. On Community Report, Chukwudi Ezugu is out on the street, your community caretaker, and he will be at Akpongbo. That's the bridge, the commercial hub on the island, where he will be having a look at traffic and business around there, how it's affecting. Remember we had a discussion yesterday on Checkpoint, where Adewuni Patrick was talking about 1,000 policemen that have been put on the road because the Commissioner of Police thinks it's a state of emergency. And so how that will affect traffic, I wonder if Chukwudi has seen any policeman out of the 1,000 there, even though I can wager on that one that it's almost mission impossible. On the big hard fact, we turn our attention to a continuing conversation. Elections in Kogi and Bayelsa are over, but this was one thing that people kept talking about. Electronic voting. Yes, we have electronic voting to some extent, but there's still a long way to go in having 100% electronic voting, which will be looking at the electronic transmission of results. That was supposed to have been included in the Electoral Act Amendment for last year before the elections this year, but that did not happen because the president did not assent to that. So we've got a number of years to go, about 3-4 years, looks short, but before you blink, it is 2023. And then we will have again the complaints about the process that appears to be engaged with lots of discussions and sometimes consternation and frustration, especially when it comes to the transmission of results. So then we'll have conversations with Rufai after the 6 p.m. news. Great show. You should listen to Conversations with Rufai at 6:15. Otherwise, we're ready to set sail, to hoist and fasten the seatbelts. Ahoy! Let's go on the big three. Here we go.
The Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, so let's begin with this story. Federal University of Technology, Akure, says that it has expelled 6 students for allegedly assaulting another student. Expulsion was communicated by Adewuni Adebanjo, who is the Deputy Director of Corporate Communications of the university, and he put out a statement earlier today. Adewuni says the expulsion followed the recommendation of an investigative panel, which probed the incident, which took place in an off-campus hostel on the 16th of November. The statement went on to list out the students who have now been expelled. They are Pukbola Olani Agbola, who is with the Industrial Designs Department, a 300 level student. Lua Dare Faith Tobiloba, FST stands for Food Science Technology. Nandi Johanna Jessica is with IPE. Now, I don't know that one. There was no IPE while I was in FUTA. Number 4 is Ajuwon Tolani Emanuela, who is with FAT. That sounds like one of the courses in the Greek faculty. Emmanuel Fumilayo Taiwo, 100 level. Same with Ajuwon Tolani, both of them 100 level students. And same department, FAT is the acronym. And then the last, Alao Olabimpe Cecilia, CSP, Crop Science. She's 100 level. That's what Adegbenro said in the statement. Now, he goes on to say that the expulsion is in line with the position of page 48 of the 2019-2020 Students' Handbook, which prescribes expulsion from the university for students who engage in physical assault or battery on another student outside the university premises. As a consequence of the expulsion, the studentship of FUTA ceases forthwith with all its rights and privileges. Adegbenro said the punishment which was handed out to the affected students is not to pander to the public outcry which followed the act, but that it is in line with the rules and regulations of the university which all students signed to. You remember that last week that video went viral where you had 5 students made up of a male and then 4 females who were beating up a 100 level student in the room, and that sparked lots of controversy as well as lots of public outcry about that one. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to turn on the phone line so that I can hear what you have to say about that. Do you think this has put closure to this? You think it's a wider problem that still has to be addressed, especially one of the major issues and comments I did see on social media as well as offline media, the discussion around bullying in universities or even the secondary schools. Students now have been expelled, the ones who were caught in that video. Do you think that this was harsh, or you think that it was just the appropriate punishment that all of the indicted students deserved? This is the Big Three on the Big Hat Fact. We're going to take a quick break. I am Aogo Obo. We will be right back.
enters the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. It's a pretty long break we had there, but always glad to be back and to hear what you have to say on the Big Three. Let me run through the top three stories we're looking at up till now, till 4 p.m. Federal University of Technology has expelled 6 students over an assault on a female student. Senator Olujimi has reintroduced the gender equality bill. Let's see second time whether it will be second time lucky. Much ado about witchcraft conference at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Those are the three stories we're looking at for the Big Three. We've gone through the first story, and I'm going to open the phone line so I can hear from you what you think about the expulsion of these 6 students over an assault on a female student. Many of you did see that video on social media. Outrage, consternation. Now that consternation and anger has now been met with the expulsion of the students. That's my alma mater. Federal University of Technology, Akure, and the debate is online whether this was justified or you think or not. I'm Aogo Obo, and those of you who don't know my name, I can spell my name. I give you the Mandarin version, so you go on Facebook, on Twitter, there you have it. You can see my name in Mandarin, and I'm sure that you can try it out if you can speak it. It's a lot easier in Mandarin. Number, again, to talk to us. 01277 0993, 01277 1993, 01277 2993, and then 01277 3993. Number 01277 0993 is the first number, which is for female callers only. And this 2 weeks, 16 days of activism, I'm going to find out just how many women are calling in so I can tell the ones who will be the skeptics whether this experiment is working or not. On WhatsApp, if you're not fortunate to call in over the phone, you can send us messages on WhatsApp. Number is 0809 597 5805. Again, on WhatsApp, 0809 597 5805. Let's see who is first to the blocks, and let's hear what you have to say. University of Technology, Akure, have expelled 6 students. You think it's justified, or you think it's pandering to public outcry? Okay. Release Mr. John.
I'm fine now.
And Mr. John is released. Hello, Mr. John. Good afternoon.
Yes, I just heard about the meeting in the UNN, Nsukka.
I haven't gotten to that story yet, but I don't know whether I should take your comments because she may not be fortunate to call in. But no, let's do it orderly. Let's do with the footer story.
Okay, the footer story now. The students asked us on the female students.
Good.
So I didn't actually hear the full story. Anyway, I just came in now and I only heard about the one at the.
Yeah, the video went viral. We're beating up.
Okay, I will call back again.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. John.
All right, thank you very much. God bless.
All right, Mr. Josiah.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, you're on to the Big Three. Please go ahead.
Yeah, the expulsion, the punishment on expulsion is too hard. It's just too hard.
What would you have preferred?
I would have preferred they give them a repeat. For example, those who are in level 3 should go back to 2. Those who are in level 4 should go back to 3. They should have, a carryover. Because expulsion, you want them to be vulnerable to the society. They are in school. As a result, for for a better future. Good. Once you are out of school, then you have nothing doing. You'll be vulnerable to the society.
Yeah, but one of the requirements before you graduate from a higher institution is that you meet also to the character test. So it goes beyond academics. You also must show that you're of high moral standing. So
the higher institution is where people go. People go there to learn. No human being on earth is perfect. No human being is 100% perfect. But to avoid people being vulnerable, that punishment is too hard. They should have allowed them to repeat their classes. Give them a setback, then continue. There are people who spent 5 years, 6 years, 7 years seeking admission, and finally they got the admission just because of their character. You expel them from school. It's too hard. The constitution should be amended. God bless you.
All right, Mr. Josiah, thank you. Let's see what we can do with Martin calling in from Shomolu. He'll be the last caller for this story, so we can go on to the other stories. Hello, Martin. Hey, Makushi.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Well, see, this matter is a very simple matter.
Right.
You see, if you have been to Nigerian school, any school in the world, they will give you a handbook, especially during your orientation.
Very true.
They are things expected from you. These are people we call leaders of tomorrow. You know, there are processes the school recommends when you are aggrieved. Now, this is a premeditated thing. The person you want to be 5 or 6 against 1. Even if they are fighting Mike Tyson, suppose they have killed that student. If it can result to a more action, you know, and it will be something else. It is the punishment is very, very appropriate. When you enter school, you know what will happen if you do this. And when you are given a certificate, they will say you are worthy in character and in learning.
Very true.
You see, After said school is a place where people learn how to follow instructions. It's a shame that undergraduates will condescend so low to go and be fighting outside like market women. It's a shame. The punishment is very, very appropriate. Thank you.
All right, Martin, thank you very much. And let's make a quick dash to the second story.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, on to the second story after the Futa story. Let's look at this one. The Gender Equality Bill by Senator Biodun Olujimi, who was then a minority leader, has been read for the first time. This is called the Gender and Equal Opportunity Bill. In case it sounds familiar to you, yes, it is familiar. Did not go through the second reading when it was made, when it was first presented by the same senator, and there was public outcry. This was thrown out by the second reading in 2016. She's from Ekiti State, PDP. Remember also too that she's just got her mandate, having been sworn in just recently. The Electoral Appeals Tribunal declared her the winner of the Ekiti senatorial seat, which was contested then. Now this bill seeks to guarantee the rights of women to equal opportunities in employment, equal rights to inheritance for both male and female children, equal rights for women in marriage and divorce, equal access to education, property, land, ownership, and inheritance. It also seeks to protect the rights of widows, guarantee appropriate measures against gender discrimination in political and public life, and ensure the prohibition of violence towards women. The proposed law also seeks equal opportunity development advancement for all Nigerian citizens, irrespective of gender, as well as promote girls' access to education, freedom for women to participate in any economic activity, and their right to freedom from violence. When the bill was first put to the Senate in 2016 March, some lawmakers then had argued that the Nigerian constitution was clear on the rights of citizens, including women. Now, Senator Olujimi has said she has re-engineered this bill to suit everyone, and she has assured her colleagues when the bill comes for consideration, they will see that she has reworked certain aspects of the bill that they considered controversial at that time it was put forward. That's up to you to know whether it was controversial or not when it was put forward in 2016. When the bill was read for the first time today, good news is that no one spoke against it, but it's still early days, because now that the bill has been referred to the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, which is being headed by David Umaru, the discussions have also begun online and offline. And so we're bringing discussion to you to ask you whether the division, let me just make it clear, most of the division that happened with this bill in 2016 that allowed it to be thrown out bordered along the lines of religion. Certain aspects, certain people in certain religious circles felt that it will be in contravention with the existing laws of their religion. So they fought hard against it. I want to ask you quickly whether you think some of those knotty issues have been dealt with, and whether you think that this gender and equality opportunity bill stands the chance, and whether it will be passed. So call me quickly, 01277 0993, 01277 1993, 01277 2993, 01277 3993. Let's have a quick talk on this one. Also call me on WhatsApp 0809 597 5805. Please don't call me on WhatsApp. I'm sorry about that. Send a text message on WhatsApp 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. I'm going to take all WhatsApp messages as quickly as possible when I get to the third story. So tell me, what do you think? Who will be the first caller on this interesting, engaging topic? Sayonu in Ikorodu.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome to the big
concerning this gender equality, there is one international law on labor that says that women should not work at night. On what position would that one be? In terms of industry now, women are not allowed to work at night. And then if you look at our military setup,
right,
you will see that women are not sent to go for war. So those things, what criteria would they use in selecting them? That means going to still favor men than women.
Did you think that the discussions around this sort of bill having to go past, number one factor, cultural, religious factors, which of them do you think we have finally agreed on?
What constitutes our constitution is our culture. It is from culture that our constitution are drafted, no matter what. So we still have to put that constitution into consideration.
All right. So looking forward to...
Then on the first story, please.
Please go ahead.
Yes, the students,
right,
I believe that they should be handed over to the police. There should be a punishment. Regardless of that is for the school disciplinary. Then they should be handled by the government, as in by the police now.
I know there's some
investigation and then sent to...
Yes, I know the case has been referred to the police because I did see a statement from the Ondo State Police Command saying it was investigating the case.
It should be, and they should be punished according to the law of the land.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sayonu from Ikorodu. Efe is at Ogba. Hello, Efe.
Mr. Agogo.
I throw a salute.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I've just watched the video now. That's an assault now. Outside the school's punishment, they should have been taken to the police station. But be that as it may, I just want to say one thing. In Nigeria, there is no repercussions for our actions. That's why everybody is behaving anyhow. The system allows people to do as they like, and they get away with it. When we start holding people accountable for their actions,
right,
things will change. That is all I see in this. I remember when we were in school way back. If anything like this happened, it's expulsion straight. So that man that called earlier and said this thing was too stringent, I don't support that at all. The school have their own code of conduct. If you break any, then you leave.
All right.
They expect students for examination malpractice back then. I don't know about now.
Still happens.
So not to talk of you forcing somebody to the point of death. If they have hit that girl somewhere dangerous, she would have collapsed and died there now.
All right, Ife.
That's my take.
Thank you very much, Ife. I see Joseph from Ayobo has been standing by. Quickly, Joseph, so I can go to the third story. Hello, Joseph.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How is Yanokpaja today?
Nice to... Well, I'm not there at the moment. I'm at the island at the moment.
Oh, brilliant. Please go ahead.
Yes. Nice to have you back in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I really missed your input, in most of the lovely program.
Thank you.
Anyway, let me start with the expulsion of the students in the university policy. I think I will align with the school for what they did. If my son, had been one of them, I think I will go under mile to make sure that I instill discipline in him or her. What the school did, I think is okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Joseph. And so we can quickly rush to the third story. Those of you on WhatsApp, I'm going to be with you shortly. So keep listening. All right, so here we go. This one, very, very big story, controversial. I know many of you have been wanting to talk about it. It's much ado about witchcraft conference. Now, the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, says the interdisciplinary conference on witchcraft being organized at the university is not a gathering of witches. The university says that Christians will benefit from the program and that CAN, which is the acronym Christian Association of Nigeria, and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, which houses most of the Christian Pentecostal groups in the country as well as the Orthodox bodies, is invited to take part in it. But CAN and PFN have called for cancellation, saying that this conference has everything to do with witches. Now, this is a statement from the Center for Policy Studies at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. His name is Egodi Uchendu. Now, in a statement, he says that witchcraft is only the topic of the academic engagement. He says the program will feature academics reviewing journals and information gathered over the years on witchcraft and should not cause alarm. A quote from the statement says that church pastors discuss witchcraft regularly and preach against it all the time, drawing from the experiences during the training and in their ministries. He says, I'm sure the information from this conference and the research findings would assist them in their work for the gospel. Uchendu says some persons erroneously concluded that only witches where's that part? Now, said Uchendu says that some people erroneously conclude that only witches can discuss witchcraft. We are not witches. We are professors and scholars who are intrigued by this phenomenon of witchcraft. So that's the third story. So you can call in on all the stories. The first one having to do with expulsion of 6 students over an assault on a female student. Getting your comments on that one. The second story, the reintroduction of the Gender Equality Bill by Senator Olujimi of Ekiti State. What do you think about it? Have all the naughty issues been dissolved? And will that bill see the light of the day now that it's been referred to the Committee on Judiciary and is going for the second reading legislative date? Has not been fixed for that. And this final story, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, on this witchcraft conference, saying it is academic exercise and they are not inviting witches. Will PFN, CAN, and the rest of the religious bodies now back down or still insist that there is nothing to benefit from this conference, like is being argued for Center for Policy Studies at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka? Let me take the calls very quickly. Benjamin from Mafoluku is holding on. Please keep those messages coming on WhatsApp. I will be with you shortly. Benjamin, please go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Please go on.
Chaku Maku.
Makushi.
Welcome back, Aro.
Thank you very much.
I didn't get the pronunciation of the name in Mandarin. I think I left.
Someone says A44 Cho.
No. I wouldn't want. I don't want to go there.
Oh, you can go to Facebook to see
the one I knew.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. I think I'm talking about the expulsion of the 6 students from Futa.
Please go ahead.
I agree to tell you that they've actually done very, very badly. But the thing is this, like the first caller said, it's like you taking a hammer and killing an ant. It's supposed to be something corrective. I want to believe at this stage you have so many things that kids want to do. You go out of the way to do things, and I don't really in any way want to just hold forth for them. But a repeat would have just been sufficient, and I know definitely they will learn from it. This one, I don't know. I don't know what they might just have to face right in future because of this expulsion. It is not a very, very easy society to deal with. And really, I would have actually just still beg for the students to just repeat, even if it's step by 2 years. But you're still in the system, and you actually help them to just even grow better. They turn out to be a better students, really.
All right,
that's
Benjamin.
my take.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it for the comments. Mr. Richard is at a relay, and he's got something to say. Hello, Richard.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go on.
Okay, I want to speak on Nsukka.
The witchcraft conference.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Well, the professors, they may not know the implication of what they are about to do spiritually. Spiritually, it is not encouraged because the Bible makes us understand that anything witchcraft is abomination in the eyes, to the ears of the Almighty God. So I don't expect a devoted Christian to be, to go there. You understand?
Right.
So that's my advice to everybody that is listening to this program. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the comment, Mr. Richard. Let's see. Chris is at Okoko.
I'm on call.
Hello, Chris.
Yeah. Hello, Shaku Maku.
Hey, Makushi.
Nice to hear from you again.
Nice to hear from you also. I missed you guys.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to comment on that very expulsion of sister students. My dear, just like the saying goes, where there is law, where there is lawlessness, people do whatever they wish to do. I'm not trying to, support what they did. It's actually wrong. And I believe from when they were being, when they are newly being, when they just entered the school, I suppose they must have gone through the rules and regulations of the school. So, and having sorted it, I think the law will take its course so that it will serve as a deterrent to others who may be inhabiting such attitudes, who may be wanting to do that some other day. On the second story is business about gender equality.
Good.
For me, it's a good one. I must say it's a good one because just like I did say in our, if you remember on yesterday show, the issue of elimination of violence against women. This is one of it. If there is a gender equality, I think some of all those violence, will actually pave way. Honestly, because whereby a woman have a right, inherit property and some other things that men can actually go. So I think it will go a long way to boost their morale and actually make it possible for men also, to respect the women folks as well. That's my own take.
All right.
Sandra, she's not on show today.
Nah, she's doing some Akada work, so she'll be away for some days, but
okay, my regards around everyone.
She will hear. Thank you very much, Chris.
Yeah, I'm also welcome. Thank you.
Right. Okay, so I can go to WhatsApp before the WhatsApp guys accuse me of bias here. Biodun says that okay, good. He says, if thought from the angle of negativity to God and every human being fine, but any effort to make it to believe it's positivity, it should be stood against. He's speaking now from the religious point of view. A lot of people seeing this from the prism of religion. Good afternoon, Mr. Obo. The punishment meted out to those students were well deserved. This is from Afam in Alimosho. Who is this? Since it's spelled out in their handbook, I believe he's speaking about the Futa expulsion story. In my opinion, the punishment is okay. Olayinka from Ekwe. I am happy to hear that those students have been expelled. It is a welcome development. This is Mr. Chidi from Abulegba. Let's see. A lot of people think it's a welcome development. Same for Jonathan from Shogunle, who says, it is a welcome development. This will deter others from doing such things. So I think take this last one on WhatsApp. Expulsion is absolutely appropriate and in line with the school's laid down ethical and moral or regulation. It is a consequence of people who go all the way to infringe on the rights of others, I believe is what he's saying, and violate the norms, values, and laws guiding the conduct of the affairs of the university system. Akem from Cross River State. So, I'm going to squeeze in one more call. Taking one more call on this big three, and then we can transit to the business news update and then hook up with Chukudi somewhere on the island. I hear Chukudi's at Akpongbon to help us understand the traffic and the rehabilitation of the bad portions of the road over there. So, who'll be the lucky fellow here? Mini, more. Father has a donkey. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Ahoro.
Good afternoon, Eze Doom.
I am happy to be the lucky man. I am Eze Doom from Surulere.
Please go ahead.
Ahoro, I want to frown at that which is a conference that is being associated with my state, Enugu State. I look at what my governor is doing about it because I expect the governor to immediately put the conference on hold and immediately proscribe the association if the association is really in existence. I am not happy that such a wicked association is being associated with my state, Enugu State. It's very, very sad. But having said that, I want to urge Senator Ujimi to sell to Nigeria the provisions of that bill. I know that there are some communities around Nigeria that are still practice some harmful policy against women. That is very, very sad. I want her to do the campaign. She should visit all the radio stations, all the TV stations. If there are some provisions in the bill that will cause havoc in Nigeria, especially when it's connected to inheritance. But women have seen too much. We have a full-blown ministry. These ministries, what are they doing? Our women in Nigeria have been hampered by useless policies in many communities. I expect the Ministry of Women Affairs to identify these local governments, these communities, and invade the town and work with their leaders to ensure that those policies against women are abolished.
All right. Thank you very much, Eze Doom, for the comments. And then we can then now go to the business. Thank you very much, all of you, on the Big Three. We will have more conversations on all of this definitely during the course of the week. These are topics we're going to have more in-depth analysis and discussions on. Up next is the business news, and after the business news with Godwin Suku, we're going to be having discussions with Chukudi on our community report. So please keep listening.